every year in the fall, when the temperatures start to cool down, I get these nasty little spiders that set up shop right under the eaves of my house. They are so nasty and just disgusting, and I am so tired of this little spider. It's called a furrow spider. It's actually not little at all, and they are so ugly because, when I get up in the morning, I like to go out to my little herb garden right there on my deck, and sure enough, in the fall, there'll be one of those big webs that was spun the night before from the spiders. See, they come out at night, and then I'll almost walk right into the web, and it is just awful. At night, I like to go out in the fall also and just grill something nice on my grill, enjoy the nice cool temperatures and the sounds of the outdoors, and then it's all ruined when I walk out my door and there's a big spider right there underneath my light. So this year I thought ahead and I said, well, I am going to get some of that spider spray that I've heard about. It's called Miss Muffet's spider spray. It doesn't work on black widows or the brown recluse, but it's supposed to work on all other spiders and help keep spiders away for up to a year inside your home. And then you have to reapply outside like every month. And just so you know, if you're new to my channel, I am a big believer in letting nature do its thing in my garden. I let the spiders live. I don't kill them. This is a little jumping spider that jumped right out on me and scared me to death. And then it went and hid in the mulch. And I'll just show you a couple other spiders in my garden. But I really do like to just have them, prey on insects in my garden, try to let nature balance itself out. So I do have spiders in my garden. Like this is called a garden spider. And I usually see one of those every year, also in the fall. And then this one I think is called a green Lynx spider. It looks green right now, but when I put my camera up underneath it, the silhouette makes it look black because of the blue sky. It's really a tiny spider, but it looked pretty big here. Anyway, so I do let spiders live in my garden along with many other insects, but I do not want them around my house, especially the doors and the entry. So I pulled out my spider spray and I gave it a shot. So that took me about 3 minutes of continually spraying him every minute or so. And he put up a fight. I also killed a spider off of camera and it died almost instantly. So I'm not sure why this one survived so long. I almost thought it would never die, but it finally did. I looked the next morning and it was right there. It was dried up and it was definitely dead. Believe it or not, I also had one on my front porch, so I sprayed that one really good, and he escaped there to the eave of my house and ran around a little bit just like the other one did, and he put up a little bit of a fight also. Then he ran down, and they usually will struggle a little bit, and then they'll drop down like they're becoming weak, and then they will rise back up with their web. They'll go back up to the top of the eave of the house, and here he is just kind of dangling there from the eave of the house, and eventually he succumbed to the spray. It took only about 2 minutes for him, but it does definitely work. You just have to you know, spray them a couple of times. Just make sure you're staying on them. And then, of course, after I killed those spiders, then I took my spray as recommended by the manufacturer, and I sprayed all underneath the eaves of the house and around my light fixtures. And I also did just a little bit of research on the bulbs you should use for your outdoor fixtures. And I've used bug lights before, and they didn't seem to work real well for me. Obviously, if you can use some kind of bulb which will not attract the moths and the insects, the spiders are not going to set up shop there, right? And I'll leave a link down below the video in the description area that will show a little study that a guy did. He compared all different types of light bulbs, and it turns out that the warm colored LED lights work the best. So I ordered some of the LED light bulbs as well as the Miss Muffet spray right off of Amazon. And I am an Amazon affiliate, so I do get a small commission if you use my link to purchase those items. So I'll make sure to leave them down below the video, along with the little article that will explain the light bulbs you should use for the outdoors. Oh, and I want to show you one more thing. This was last year. I walked out my front door and I looked to the left, and it looked like a clothesline was connected from a bush to the underside of the eave of my house. I didn't know what to think, but apparently it must have been a spider hanging from the eave of the house, and maybe the wind carried it over to the bush or vice versa. But regardless of whatever it was, I am not interested in seeing a spider that could spin a web that long and that thick. So I don't know what it was, but if you have any suggestions as to what you think may have spun this little web from my house over to the bushes by my garden, leave them down below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Thanks so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day.